My friends, welcome to episode 2 of rebuilding the wrecked Final Edition Evo 10. So this is everything that we got pulled off yesterday. Fender, intercooler, a bunch of random broken stuff. So this is the bad parts pile. This is the good parts pile. Today, we're gonna have my buddy Val, who also rebuilds wrecked cars on YouTube. He's much better at it than I am. He's gonna come through. He's gonna kind of give us some guidance on how exactly we need to go about fixing all of this. So far, what I know needs to be replaced is from here all the way, I'm assuming, to right there. I think that's going to be the course of action. We'll know here in a minute when Val shows up. I'm a big fan of keeping all of the parts that you pull off of a wrecked car until the car is done. For example, you might look at, let's say, this piece right here. This originally is part of the front bumper. You might not think there's anything good on it, but things like the screws holding in the grill, this rubber seal up top, we might be needing all of that when we go to put this car back together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and create a big old pile, a mess right outside. All right, we got the expert in the shop. What's up, Val? Here's what I was thinking, tell me if I'm wrong. Do I replace it all the way to here? Pull all this off all the way to this seam seal here?
You do if you wanna do it like a body shop would do it, you know. It's always depends, like I told you before, how much the vehicle have a value. If it got a lot of value, then you wanna do it right.
Yeah.
Especially if it's what is it, final edition, low miles.
Yeah, it's like 10,000 miles.
Yeah, then you wanna do it as perfect as you can. So
yeah.
If that's the case with that kind of low miles, I would go beyond anything. So next time, are you willing to go all the way here to do the job, or are you just willing to do this much of a job?
Yeah, I feel like pulling back to here probably isn't a ton of work, because wouldn't this all just be seam sealed and spot welded on?
Yes, see, but what I'm thinking, this vehicle was hit so hard in the front wheel.
Yeah.
All this was pushed in pretty hard here.
Yeah.
As I can see some damage in right here and see. So in order to fix that damage, you need to pull this out.
Yeah.
So basically you would have to work by pieces. And also what I noticed, and there's damage on your tower.
So this right here, you can't really replace, or can you? Because this is part of the strut tower.
Strut tower, just all you have to see, this is on bolts, and your strut tower is bolts right here.
Have you replaced strut towers?
Yeah.
Is it hard? Oh.
I mean, for me it's not. Is it hard to pull out the engine?
Not at all.
Exactly. See, but for the average viewer, it's gonna be a shit ton of work.
Yeah. For some reason, I always heard that, or thought that you shouldn't replace strut towers. Maybe that's wrong. It doesn't matter?
It's the same piece of metal. As long as you have all the measurements from everywhere. With all of this, you probably need to have you need to be on the frame.
Oh, really?
Before you drill any of this out, you need to pull it out. Because all this impact's still in there. You need to bring it out. You would think all this is just and stop right here. No, I would go with the tower.
Replace the whole tower? Dang.
You just don't understand. To fix this tower right here. Look, so all this impact, it collapsed the tower in. Yeah. So and it brought the tower down and it brought this up. Yeah. In order to do that, you need to pull this and pull up. So that means you're gonna be pushing on tower, then you're gonna be working on here. Yeah. Then you're gonna be replacing this part. You're gonna go all the way here to do the job, and what's left?
Just that makes sense. And alrighty, guys. So after talking some things over with Val, he kind of gave me some advice on what we need to start working on. So all of this suspension on the driver's front needs to come off. We need access to the backside back here. Pull the brake booster off. And then if we open the door, we need to go ahead and pull out a ton of the interior. So the whole dash has to come out, but not just the dash pad, the dash bar, everything behind that dash, because we need access to the firewall as well. Oh man, turning out to be a lot more work than expected. When I initially bought this car, all I thought needed to be worked on was this right here and a little bit of stuff up front. I had no idea that the strut tower was messed with. There's some damage back in here that needs to be addressed. There's quite a bit more than I initially expected, but it's not a big deal. We will get this thing figured out. All right, we've made a ton of progress. We have full access to everything over here. I pulled out the booster just so we can get access to the backside of the strut tower. I want to get this thing completely torn down. I do need to go ahead and get the dash out of this car as well. A lot of this metal ties into the firewall, and even if we're welding on this side, there is that big dash pad on the firewall on the other side that's underneath the dash itself, that if you don't get that removed and say we weld right here, the heat goes through the firewall, catches that mat on fire, and then you have a burned down Final Edition Evo 10 instead of a wrecked one. With that being said, let's move on to the interior. All right, so to get the dash out, the center console does need to come out as well. So I'm gonna start with the center console, kind of work my way up. Steering wheel's gotta come off, of course. We need to do some work on the steering wheel anywho, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so I think first, this cup holder pops off. Okay, with that center console off, we can start working on this stuff up here. It's nice that I've done Evos before, so I have a pretty good idea of how everything comes apart. Never pulled the dash, but I've pulled a lot of parts to do with the dash. That comes off there. Well, I'm about to pull these expensive seats out of here so they do not get damaged whatsoever. That would be a shame. So after you get the radio out, there's 2 screws right here for the climate control, and it looks like it should be about it. The rest should be just clipped in place. Let's see here. Yep, perfect. This is a nice little addition that the older Evos didn't have. Little cubbies here, nice and clean. I like it a lot. All right, we're getting down there. So now I want to work on this section over here. Let's pull the steering wheel off, the airbag off, the gauge cluster off, and then from there it should just be bolts holding the dash pad in. And I do need to strip it all the way down. Everything's got to come out. The blower motor, the heater core, all that good stuff. This thing in total popped 3 airbags, which is quite a bit. If you don't have a steering wheel puller like I don't, leave that nut on a little bit so when you get the steering wheel detached, it doesn't smack you right in the face. And I'm trying to get in the habit of taping the clock spring in place. After you overspin a few of them, it gets expensive and you get a little bit sick and tired of replacing them. Okay, so from here it should pretty much just be a bunch of 10mm bolts holding the dash pad in. I should have everything else removed for the most part. All right, dash should be free. Yep, let's get her out. I'm really worried about getting these seats messed up. I think they'd probably be impossible to find. It's weird because I know a lot of Final Editions came with non-Recaros. I don't know what kind of special edition this thing is, but these are the nicest Recaros I've ever seen in the Evo 10. And it's not like they're an aftermarket seat because they match the rears perfectly. pretty interesting. I freaking love them. They're beautiful. What's up, brother? All right, we've made some really good progress. I'm gonna go ahead and just strip this whole entire interior out of the car. I'm gonna put it all in storage. I don't want any of this stuff to get damaged whatsoever. It's all in really good shape as is. It'd be a shame to mess it up. Door panels included. A little bit. Quality. Massive progress. Headliners out, all the seats are out, door panels, all the pillars. The only thing left to get out of the inside before we can really get cracking, we have the carpet and the dash bar, steering column, and some of the HVAC stuff. So let's go ahead, pull all that. Carpet, we can pull last. I had no idea we were gonna go this balls to the walls this early on, but it's gotta be done. Gotta be done to get this thing fixed right. Before we pull the dash mat, is what I'm going to call it, the carpet does need to come out. So let's yank this out real quick. So whenever your airbags or any airbag deploys, you need to either replace or reset your airbag module. And this is perfect because here is our airbag module. We have full, easy access to it. There's a company called Safety Restore that can fairly cheaply, affordably get these things reset, reprogrammed for you. So that's probably what I'll do there. And while we're in here, we may as well just, I'm a clean freak. I want to get this thing all cleaned up. We may as well just pop all these parts out of here. There's only a handful of goodies left. So let's just get everything removed. Well, at least the stuff to get this mat out. Let's stop there. Everything is removed. This thing is freaking completely gutted. It's almost turning into another Yellow Evo project. Now, of course, this is not a full restoration, it's just a rebuild. So I'm not gonna be going through and restoring every little piece and part like the dash bar. Everything simply just needs to be repaired and fixed back to OEM specification. We need to go through and get the shop cleaned up. So I'm gonna box all of these smaller pieces up, and all of this interior is gonna go up top in a nice safe spot so nothing gets damaged. Trying to find stuff like a replacement all black headliner, these final edition door panels, the final edition Recaro seats. I don't think that would really be possible. Even the final edition red line floor mats, that would probably be pretty difficult. We are 2 days in, we're already this deep. I plan on starting the repair process tomorrow now that we have access to everything. Only other thing I may need to pull off is that motor mount or that trans mount, but everything else is off. We have full access to this whole corner where all the damage happened. And tomorrow, bright and early, we should be able to start getting everything fixed up back to the OEM specification. Pretty cool, pretty wild seeing this full interior completely gutted, just how the yellow Evo was. What was that, 2 months ago we put it back together? Now we got another car torn all the way down. Well guys, that's gonna be a wrap on the day. Remember, this car, when it's all finished up, it's going to one of you guys. If you wanna get entered in to win this thing, I know you probably don't wanna enter yet. You probably wanna enter when the car is actually complete and all that good stuff, so you can see how it's gonna look. But quick little reminder, this is going to one of you guys. Every $3 you spend is one entry on the website. First link down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Great progress. Man, I love these wrecked rebuilds. So freaking fun. So enjoyable. Goodbye.